How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. This trip was timed perfectly because we've just gone back into level 4 lockdown here in New Zealand, so this was the last weekend that I could get away. I was exploring some new areas in this trip which I had scoped out on Google Maps and thought they looked good for diving, so yeah, bought the dive gear, bought the fishing gear, but was mainly just hunting around for some new dive spots. As soon as I got in the water, I knew that I was in the right territory. Lots of boulders, lots of rocks, and yeah, the crays started to show up pretty quickly. As I've found with these last few dive trips, there's been a lot of weeding through crays that are in berry, so there's a bit of that today. A lot of the better sized crays that I found were in berry, however the odd one like this one weren't, and so those ones went in the bag. I was in the water just before the sun had come up on this dive, and pretty early on I saw this seal who was very friendly and came in to say hello. What surprised me on this trip was the places that I was finding these crayfish. I always thought crayfish liked the weedy sort of areas, but a lot of the crayfish I found on this trip were in pretty exposed areas where there wasn't much weed coverage. This guy was a bit tricky to pull out. He kind of got stuck in there when I was pulling him out, but yeah, in the end ripped him out, and it was another good sized cray to go in the bag. Good morning, guys, welcome back to another video. It's a beautiful day here today, and before I get stuck in and tell you what the plan is for today, I've just got a quick message I want to share. If you know someone who's going through a tough time, or you think they might be experiencing some mental struggles, please reach out to them. Don't just send them a message saying, you know, I'm here if you need a chat. Give them a call. Go and see them, call a family member of theirs and tell them you think they might be struggling. Just do everything you can. With that out of the way, the plan for today is I've been in the water for an hour or so. It was a bit dark when I got here this morning to do this intro video, and I've got a couple of crays in the bag. Plan is now I'm going to head along this coastline, keep looking for another cray, and then get stuck into some fishing. It's a new part of the country that I haven't explored before, so very excited to get stuck into this place and see what it's got to offer. See you guys soon. I like to keep this channel about fishing and diving, guys, but I think that message at the start about mental health is really important, particularly now going into another round of lockdown. What I'm going to do is throw some links in the description to phone services you can use if you or someone you know is experiencing some mental struggles, and you know, don't hesitate to use them. They are there for exactly that reason. For me, and probably a lot of you guys too, fishing and diving is a way of meditating and relaxing, so these next few weeks can be pretty challenging, but hey, go into your garage, clean up your workshop, do what you got to do to pass the time, and when we get back out after the end of this lockdown, that next dive or that next fish is going to be that much better. Speaking of fish, this little blue cod popped up out of nowhere when I was on that dive, and I was stoked to get some nice shots of him. Alright, just been soft baiting away, second cast, and into a fish. Ah, it's a snapper! Woo-hoo-hoo. Good eating size one too. Maybe he's a little small actually. Oh no, I reckon we'll take that. They were hooked, but all good. There he is, just a nice little eater. Put him in the bag. Been a bit slow today, guys, but into another fish. Hopefully a snap. Been plagued by kahawai today. I think it's feeling like a snap. Yeah, boy, finally. Another one for the bag. This one's much better than the last one too. Another good eater. There it is, another nice snap for the bin. Stoked. Okay, into another fish. Predicting this is going to be a kahawai. Fighting quite odd though. Could be a snap. Yeah, actually that might be a snap. Yeah, it is a snap. Oh, that's a good little snap. Real nice eating size one. Probably don't need another snapper, so this guy will go back, but look at that. Stunning little snapper. Would have made a great eater, but I think 2 is probably enough for today, so that guy will go back. Okay, we're into another fish. Feeling like another good snap. Conditions have really turned for the worst. It's been real windy. There he is. Another good eating size snap. Probably the best one of the day to come on board. There we go, another beautiful little snap. Okay, back on the beach guys. That was essentially a full day of fishing and diving. Nothing crazy today, but still a good haul and a good feed. Ended up keeping that last snapper, so got the 3 snaps there and the crayfish. He's putting on a show for us. I've decided I'm going to stay another night and go for another dive in the morning, so I will see you guys then. Yeah, I couldn't resist but stay another night at this beautiful location and do some more diving for these kōura. This one here was tucked right away in this crevice and was sheltered by all this weed, and it put up an excellent challenge. It was really difficult to get due to its proximity in this crevice, and once I did get a hand on it, I didn't have a very good grip, and so it was a really good challenge. I thought it was a really good crayfish once I got it out, and it was, but unfortunately it had eggs, so I had to go back. I swam around for quite a bit before coming back past that same rock and realised I hadn't really checked around it much, so after inspecting the next crevice I found this guy here, and yeah, he wasn't in too difficult of a place to get. Sitting pretty far back in this crevice, but he didn't really have anywhere to go, so he was a bit of an easy target. And that was the first cray in the bag for the day, so good start. I found this really deep crevice in super shallow water. It was about 1 metre deep here, and I found this really nice crate tucked up in a hole on the side. Wasn't too difficult to get out, but once again this one had eggs. It was a good size, but had to go back. Now this is what I mean about finding these crays in unexpected places. Once again, super barren rocks, yet there were plenty of crays under here, so I guess the weed coverage thing must be less of a factor than I initially thought, because yeah, even though there was no weed coverage, there were plenty of crays around here. So yeah, reached in on the left and grabbed the biggest one that I could see, which was just over legal, and made a nice addition to the bag. Still hanging around in super shallow water, I found this massive boulder, and as soon as I peeked under, I saw 3 of the biggest crayfish that I had seen on that trip. So I gently backed back and went up to get a breath, went straight back down, and I went for these ones that are on the right, and then as I was looking at them I noticed this one on the left which was even bigger, so reached over and got a hand on it, and yeah, got a really good hold on its horn straight away, and that made for an easy grab and another cray in the bag. Crayfish weren't the only thing hanging around in this area. I actually found this commercial sized chopping board which was just dumped in the shallows here. Must have fallen off one of the commercial boats that pulls up in this area. I actually saw a commercial boat when I first got there, so yeah, they obviously hung around. There were also these weird bits of metal scrap in the water, which was a bit sad to see, and they're pretty heavy, so I couldn't exactly take them back with me. Not sure if there had been a ship crash there or what, but that was interesting. Got this nice butterfish as well around some of the weed patches nearby. And then back to the crayfish. This one was in a very easy spot to get, right out in the open, but like a few of those earlier ones, this one had eggs and went back straight away, before moving along to another spot on the way home where I picked out a few nice crayfish hiding under the weeds here. You might be wondering why I'm targeting so many crayfish, and I promise you I'm not just being greedy. I literally have a list of friends who want me to bring crayfish back for them. So yeah, I was just trying to get as many as I could, because half the joy in this is, well, half the joy in it for me is sharing this fish that I bring back with friends and family. So yeah, always good being able to provide for others. And yeah, now I've got plenty of fish for lockdown, so that's another bonus too. Just as I was about to head in, I saw a fish swim up on the sand, and at first I thought it was a gurnard, and then as I was swimming down to shoot it, I realised it was much darker and that it was a stargazer. It was the first time I've actually seen a stargazer out in the water, so I was very happy to get a shaft into this one. And yeah, interesting flesh. I'd say somewhere between a gurnard and a blue cod. Back on shore, guys, after an awesome morning of diving. 3 more kōura in the bag and 2 fish, a nice butterfish and the stargazer. It's the first time I've actually shot a stargazer or even caught one, so I'm very much looking forward to eating that and seeing how it tastes. That's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.